Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to book review. So, excuse me. And we're going to have a fantastic time tonight. Um, Welcome, everyone. Please let me know where you're Let me know where you are connecting from. At using life from different parts of the world. Different parts of the world, different parts of the world. Akolaba shekalaba zekete. Mm. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, Father Lord, we give you praise. Oh, yes. Okay. Is anyone here with us now? Is anyone here with us now? Mm. Ekele bregedo sakata. Let me know. Okay, fine. Boma, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I can see you. I guess you're like the first person. Guess you're like the first person, right? Oh, growth habits with Ngozi. Joy is here. Yes. Please call your account. I hope you have informed your accountability partner. I hope you have informed your accountability partner. Please go and inform your accountability partner. We all have to learn together. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everyone. We're four of us. Call everybody. Call everybody. We're going to start. So I will just say a few things and then I will invite the first reviewer for the night, which is Dr. Joy. Dr. Joy, I sent you the link. So all you need to do is to click it, then I'll bring you on upstage with me. But just hold on first. Mm. Yes, good evening, Favor. Fantastic. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're here with your notebook because this book review, we're actually going to be looking at life lessons. So I guess you're with your notebook. Ensure you're with your notebook because there are certain things you're actually going to hear that probably you didn't see from the book. Probably you didn't see when you were reading the book. So, Father, understanding the supporting children. Hey. Okay. Okay, good evening, good evening. And I just want to share, welcome everyone. And I want to say something and welcome all of you who are here, especially tonight. You see, I had to include book reading. Welcome, Dr. Ahone Yvonne. Yvonne. I had to include book reading as part of our mentorship program because I believe that books open us to a different world entirely, and that you can truly become more by the kind of books that you read. And I can tell you the truth, whether it's for your children, whether it's for you personally, it's amazing, amazing. And I'm just going to share a few things and I'll bring up Dr. Joy. You understand? So why do we have to read book? Why do we have to study books? I'm just going to share like about 2 or 3 where we're here so that we can start because we have like 1 hour to go. Yes, welcome Faith, welcome Favor, welcome Dr. Joy, welcome Gift Okene, and all of you who are here. Now, one of the reasons why you must read book is because if you don't read, you die slowly. That's the truth. If you don't read, you become obsolete. You become obsolete. And it's important that the word we live in, that if you are actually going to lead, because of course you are leading, each and every one of us here, we're leaders in our different sphere. If you're actually going to lead very well, then you must read. Number 2 is because of mental stimulation. Honestly, when you get a book and read, it stimulates your mind. You know, I was talking with someone today who came into my office. She's a model woman. And she came into my office. She happens to be in Port Harcourt. That's one of the things. And then she was telling me that there was something, a project she wanted to embark on last year. In fact, she had already embarked on that project. And I remember she had told me she wanted to see me, but we couldn't see up until today she came. And she said, while reading that book, it dawned on her that that particular thing she wanted to embark on is not what she should be focusing on. So you see, without me even counseling her, without me even speaking to her, the book spoke to her. Books can actually grant you direction. You need to know that. Next, again, is that one of the things book does to you, apart from stimulating, it upgrades your mind, because it's like you rubbing your mind with the mind of an author. And if an author has an upgraded mindset, one of the things it does is to also upgrade your mind. So you rub your mind with the mind of the author when you read books. Very, very important. Next, again, is actually it gives you very strong analytical, thinking skills. It's important. If you have kids who read a lot of books, your children will be very smart. Now, I'm not just talking about academics. They will just be, they will understand life. They'll be able to analyze. So please, I beg you in the name of God, read, and also watch very good movies. Okay. Next, again, it also actually helps your vocabulary. I mean, there are words, there are things that you, sentences, mindsets, concepts that you encounter in books, including your vocabs, that when you actually read a lot of books, your vocabulary will be improved. So tonight we're going to go into review of 2 books, and we have 4 reviewers. And the first book we're reviewing is actually Living Forward. Now, listen to me. You see this book? If you read this book, your life can never remain the same. I beg you in the name of God. I'm not in your houses to know whether you are following the instructions or not, but you paid to be on this program. You are investing time. I want to beg you, if you have not read this book, Living Forward, you need to read it. You need to read it because it's one of the books that I encourage women to read at the beginning of every year. It will sharpen your focus. It will make you think about legacy. Do you understand? So please, I beg you in the name of God. So I want us to put our hands together. Dr. Joy, are you here now? You need to come on live. Our first interviewer is Dr. Joy. Dr. Joy is what do they call eye doctors? Optometrists. Please, what do they call eye doctors? What do they call eye doctors? Talk to me, someone. Eye doctors are called what? Ooh, eye doctors are called what? Joy, are you here? I can see you. Okay, I can see you. I can see you now. I can see you. Joy is smiling seriously. Okay, optoma. You want me to bite my tongue now? Okay, let me add Joy to the screen. I've added Joy. Yes.
Okay.
So I said an eye doctor is called this person. What the Ngozi said is hey father, ophthalmologist, optometrist. But you see, Joy is full of smile, and I know why Joy is smiling.
I'm excited actually.
Joy is so excited, and so in that excitement, I think you need to increase your volume a little bit, Joy,
Okay. Um,
so that they
can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. I can hear you, but it's faint. Can you all hear her?
Um, because I'm
Please say
like on my
something in the comment
loudest.
section if you can hear her.
Like this is the highest volume for my phone. So can you hear me?
Okay, okay, they say they can hear you. Fine. So Joy is going to introduce herself, and somehow she'll be able to tell us why she's smiling. I can tell you, Joy is very happy.
Oh my
Joy is
God.
very, very happy. Um, Joy is an amazing person. I've known Joy for some years until she now left and relocated to the loud and clear. Fantastic. Ah, okay. Duno Barry, say loud. Duno Barry is also in the UK. It's possible that this is UK. This is UK volume. Okay. Joy is going to introduce herself briefly, and then she's going to review for the next 15 minutes. Okay, I'm leaving the stage for you, Joy.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, models. Thank you, Pastor Favor. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to review a book. This is gonna be my first book review, so I'm going to be getting feedback as well. So my name is Joy Adomokai. My name is Model Joy Adomokai. I am an optometrist. I originally trained in Nigeria, where I practiced for about 8 years. And I set up a practice in Nigeria, Pema Eye Care in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, where I am the CEO currently running. But I relocated to the UK around 2021 to also practice optometry. Um, the reason why Mama says I'm very excited is because to practice optometry in this country, because they will tell you that even though it's the same eye we're taking care of, the pathways and the technology is not the same. So I have to do like sort of like a conversion program, which I've been doing since 2022. And I finally just completed it today. So it's actually quite exciting for me to be here on the day when I just got my final results that I can now have my full license to practice as an optometrist in the UK. So yes, I am very, very excited. So the lots of backs to my name. I have two master's degree now, one in clinical optometry and one in health service management. And now I am now a qualified UK optometrist. So yes, that's me. Okay, so I'm just gonna go straight into the book review. So today I'm going to be reviewing the book Living Forward. And the book was written by Michael Hyatt and Daniel Hakavi. I just want to confirm that everyone can still hear me loud and clear. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, so when I picked up this book, I felt like I had a discussion with my accountability partner. I hope she's here to give me encouragement. Yeah, so we had that discussion, and for me, this book was like one of my aha moments. When you're reading something, you realize that every word and every line of the book was something I felt like I should have read this book a long time ago. I'm like, why am I just seeing this book? Probably my life would have been better planned, but I mean, it's never too late. So yeah, so the book is a proven plan to stop
Sorry,
drifting.
sorry, Dr. Joy. I didn't know that I was off all the while. I'm sure some people didn't see me or hear anything. I didn't know
Okay.
everything was just off. Yes,
Oh, really?
yes, it was off. So sorry, please just introduce. Let me leave now. Somebody was
Okay.
coming. Yes, okay, but go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so I can see congratulations, Dr. Joy, on the in the comment section. So I'm assuming people got my introduction. Yeah. I'm an optometrist, just now qualified as to with I'm now qualified to practice fully as an optometrist in the UK. I have my full license now. So on to the book. Okay, so we have been hearing. Okay. So I'll just continue from where I stopped because this someone said they could hear what I was saying. Okay, so yeah, so back to the book. I feel like Pastor Favor said, this book is like it's like the book is timeless. I feel like anyone who pick up this book in the next 50 years is going to get value from this book. Now, the way the books was written, I think the book is gonna is it's gonna cut across generation because there are so many values and so many things that one can actually get just by reading the book. I'm going to start with a quote that's at the beginning of the book. It says, "The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you're not going to stay where you are." And that quote was by J.P. Morgan. And it just means that before we move, we need to make that decision. So this book, Living Forward, is a book that's going to help us to move from where we are currently and help us decide and become intentional about our lives, which is one of the things that we're doing in this inner circle, Model Women Inner Circle. And according to the authors, the book is not just, it's not just a regular book. It's a book that's going to help transform your life. It's going to help us. Some of us struggled a bit to understand what our purpose is. Now, this sort of book is one of those books that I feel like I should have read since to help me actually highlight and define what I really wanted to do with my life. So it's not just going to help you transform your life, it's going to help you define your purpose. And even when you know what your purpose is, it's also going to help you sort of like refine your purpose with intentionality. So I'm going to be reviewing the first part of the book, and my colleague is going to be reviewing the second part. Now, the first part of the book talks about understanding your needs, and I feel like that's a very good place to start because if you don't know what your needs are, I'm sure that we're not going to achieve anything. Now, in chapter one, the authors talked about acknowledging the drift. Now, when I read this chapter, I realized that there are different areas of my life where I have literally been drifting, and it was very useful to understand that drift can happen, and it can happen to anyone. It can happen at any point in time, but understanding the fact that it can happen and acknowledging it is the very first step. I'm going to start with a quote from also the book, because there are lots of quotes in the book, and I realized that each quote had very deep meaning. It says, "To reach a port we must sail, sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it, but we must not drift or lie at the anchor." And this quote was by Oliver Wendell Holmes. So it just says that a drift can happen. It just what okay, first of all, what is a drift? A drift just means that we're just going with the flow, we're going with the tide, we're just being carried along. And sometimes this can happen subtly, and we may not be aware that it's actually happening until we get to a place of awareness where we begin to find out that we have moved very far away from where we thought we should have been, or where we think that, or the things that we felt like we should have achieved in our life. And drift can happen in any area. It could be spiritually, it could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be in our health. And for me, what resonated for me was a drift that happened in my own in my own life, and that was when it came to my weight. Yeah, so I've been struggling with a bit with my weight, but after some time I gained control. But because of how busy my life got, I just sort of like forgot about it. Then one day I just realized that my clothes are not fitting properly. Like, why am I struggling to zip up my clothes? Why am I not really fitting properly into this clothes? I'm like, okay, let me step into the scale. And when I stepped into the scale, I realized that I've added, in fact, all the weight I lost, I've added everything back. And I was like, wow. So it means that, so what that felt, so that was like one of the life lessons I could pick, I could relate with when we talked about drifting. Like, I had picked up habits unconsciously, I just picked up daily habits, unhealthy eating habit, because I'm always on the go. I'm always trying to like catch up with one event or the other. But all this while, I was just drifting in my weight goal, in my health goal. And not until I stepped on that scale did I realize how much I had drifted away from what my ideal weight should have been. And all these things have consequences. According to the author, they say that a drift can happen, first of all, when we are unaware. A lot of times we are not really, we just lack that consciousness that we are drifting. We're just going with this, with the tide. And sometimes it can happen when we are distracted. And I mean, most of us are women. We are juggling different roles. For someone like me, I'm juggling a role as a wife, a mom, a business owner, a career person. Those are a lot of roles to juggle, and sometimes we can just get distracted. We can also get overwhelmed by all the things that we are having to deal with, and that can cause us to just drift apart. And I think that sometimes we just feel as if we are not finding fulfillment anymore. That's what drift causes, according to the authors. And also, a drift can happen when we are being deceived. So, and the according to the authors, there are some consequences that can happen when we are drifting. Like I mentioned one before, we just feel unfulfilled. There's a bit of confusion, and sometimes drift can be expensive, especially when that drift has to do with things like your health or financial drift. And it can also make people lose opportunities. So we need to be very conscious about that. And it can also cause pain sometimes. One of the things I really picked up from this chapter is that a drift can cause regrets. Now, regret, according to the authors, is one of those sad consequences that happens when people get to their end of their life, like towards the late phase of their life, where they now realize that they should have done things differently. And that's one of the things I personally want to avoid. I don't want to sort of like get, because the phase I'm in now, I'm very active. I can like I can jump from place to place. I can do a lot of things easily. So I think this book is just going to help me put things in perspective so that I'm focusing on the right things per time, because I don't think I want to get I don't want to get towards the later phase of my life and I'm now beginning to regret why I had not taken some certain decisions and actions. So also one of the other things I'd like us to also get from this book is that this book emphasizes the fact that there are consequences of getting things wrong. When we don't get things the right way, there are consequences. So we need to be very proactive, and we need to intentionally take responsibility for the direction of our lives, and with the goal of envisioning a better future for ourselves. So this from this chapter, one of the things I'd like us to take home is that there are consequences not only for the actions that we have taken, there are also consequences for those actions that we did not take. So both our actions and our inactions do have consequences. So we have to be very conscious and intentional. In chapter 2, it started introducing the concept of a life plan. It says understand the mission. I mean, this is the first time in my whole life that I have actually seen a life plan broken down this way. And I was really, really amazed. Like, in fact, if you want to ask me what's my biggest lesson, even if I'm sleeping from this book, is I'm just gonna shout life planning. I've never really considered it the way I saw it in this book. Now I'm just gonna go through what the book says a life plan is. And it's a like the definition of a life plan can be fragmented into different parts. Okay, I'm just going to go through that. It said a life plan is a short written document. Yeah, so it's a document that you have to write out. It's not a document we keep in our mind. It could be between 8 to 15 pages long. Now it says a life plan is created by you for you. So this is something that we do for ourselves, and it describes how you want to be remembered. Pastor Favor talked about legacy, and for us, coming from the sort of country we come from, legacy is very, very important. It also articulates your personal priorities. Then it provides the specific actions that we need to take to move us from where we are now to where we want to be in every major areas of our life. Now, one of the most important parts of this definition is that a life plan is most of all a living document. So a life plan is not just a plan that we just write and go and keep or go and put in our journal and just, okay, we've written it. It's something that we have to review every day because it's a living document. It can change per time based on where we are per time. It's just something that we have to tweak and adjust as needed. And there was something the authors talked about the way they related the life plan, which is really very relatable to every one of us. I'm sure every one of us we've actually used Google Map at any point in time, and especially if you're in this sort of country where I'm in, where you literally depend on Google Map to take you everywhere you're going to. You depend on Google Map to get to the bus, to catch the train. Literally everything. Google Map is going to tell you how far a place is from yourself. That would determine if you're going to take a bus, if you're going to walk. People who live in the UK will understand what I mean because we're always trekking. Okay, so they did say that a life plan is like a GPS. What the GPS does for us is to help us to get to our destination easily, and the GPS will prevent us from going around the circles and just making unnecessary mistakes. That's similar to what a life plan is. And for us to use a GPS or Google Map in the first place, we need to know where we're going to. And the only way to know where we're going to is if we've actually planned the journey out at the very onset. So that's exactly what the life plan is going to do for us. Having a GPS will help us get to our destination faster. And even when we miss our turns, that's one of the things with Google Map or any GPS system that you're using. Sometimes we can actually get to a place and realize that, oh, this road is actually closed. But the GPS is going to give you another direction to help you achieve the same purpose. That's what a life plan is. A life plan is not like perfection or a perfect document that we have to say, oh, I've created something perfect to get my life in line. A life plan is a living document. Every time we can adjust it. So we don't need to bother about getting it perfect right the first time because I'm not sure I've gotten it perfect yet. But yeah. Then there was something Pastor Favor said that we are all leaders, and as women and mothers, we are leading someone, we're leading something. We're either leading a team, we're leading our families, or we are leading our children. And according to the authors, they did say repeatedly that before we can become leaders, we have to be able to lead ourselves. So that's when they start to talk about self leadership. And one of the ways to lead yourself is having a life plan. And because you're able, a life plan helps you to be able to lead yourself and move you from where you are. So that ability to move yourself from where you are to where you want to be is what we need to be able to lead teams and lead other people to a place of success. A life plan will also help us to become an active participant in our own life. So because sometimes we are very passive, well, we live our life passively. Okay, there's this saying that's quite Sarah, what we be will be. But what we be will not be if we're not active in getting that what we be to be. Now, according to the authors, to create a life plan, we have to ask ourselves some important questions. So this is the time where we now start to have that meeting with ourselves, like just yourself. You're really asking yourself, okay, so the first thing is, what do I really want to be remembered for? According to the authors, one of the things I realized from this book, one of the things I learned is that they said you go to the end, begin with the end in mind. What is my legacy? What do I want my friends to remember me for? What do I want my children to remember me for? My colleague who's reviewing the second part of the book is going to talk more on this, so I'm not going to delve into that. He also talks about what matters most in your life. So you need to ask yourself, what are the things that are important to me? What are my priorities? I think understanding what our priorities are per time will help us not to take on too many things and not to overstretch ourselves. And when we overstretch ourselves, it can make us become overwhelmed and begin to feel as if we are not getting anywhere. So helping us a life asking yourself these questions will help you know what your priorities are. Then the other question we need to ask ourselves is, how do I get to where I need to be? This means, how do I move from where I am now? So first of all, you need to understand, okay, I'm at this point now. How do I move from here to where I want to go to? Pastor Weber is coming. Okay. How many minutes left?
I think
Okay.
your time is actually up.
Okay, but I'm actually done. Yeah, so
Yes.
I'll just wrap up by saying that we need to sort of like appreciate the benefits of this book. This book is a very rich book, and I cannot emphasize it enough that this book has changed my life. So thank you for making us use the book. So I'm gonna stop
Wow.
now.
Yes. Amazing. Can we say thank you to Dr. Joy? Please, can we just put a round of applause? Please, can you clap your hands for her? Clap your hands for her. You see, this session is not like now we'll come and be shouting in tongues. This is real life practical session. So please,
It's
can we
really
just say
like
thank you, thank you. Yes, this book is amazing. This book, I can't tell you what this book did to me,
mm,
but this is amazing. I'm telling you, like you said, it's an all-time book. It's an all-time book. If you know how many persons I have sent this book to, people that,
wow.
oh, I don't know my purpose, I'm confused. Ashabi is ebook. I said, read it. And some of them are not even in the inner circle. Some of them are relatives. I say, you need to read this book. And
Yeah,
if you really, really settle down to read this book, you will even be telling yourself, "Ah, I wish I read this thing 5 years ago." But it's
true.
not a problem. I mean, it's not a problem. Thank God for the inner circle. I don't know what I was researching and I saw it. And I'm like,
Oh
living
wow.
for yes, I was just researching. That was like 3 years ago. I saw it. I was screaming. We live in
Mm.
a part of the world. You see, if you get towards the end of we're talking about eulogy. Africans will not write, am I dying now? Why will I come out? That thing can even introduce fear. But you know, with this book, you have to be proactive. You don't want people to lie on your grave. Ah, he was
True
a
story.
great man. Not lie. He was a great this not lie. You fashion yourself to the point that you know what you want people to write. You know, this
Yeah.
is for serious people. I want to say thank you. Oh, somebody said this book is everything I wish I read like 15 years ago. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
absolutely.
Can you imagine? You know, can you imagine? Oh my God, Kai. But it's not a problem. God, this book is everything I wish I read like 15 years ago. It's not a problem. I mean, God is a God that can make us, can help us. The Bible said the years that the canker worm has eaten, that He has a way of, giving us back. So He is a God of compounded interest. He knows how to
Yeah.
compound your days, compress it, and the things that you could have achieved in 10 years, He can give it to you in 5 years. You know, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Joy. They're saying
Thank
thank you.
you,
Thank
Ma. Thank you,
you. Yes. So
everyone.
I'm going to take Dr. Joy out, and I want to ask these questions. How do I want to be remembered? You people should write it for me in the comment section. How do you want to be remembered? Write it. Just write 1, 2, 3, fastest finger. How do you want to be? When people think about you, what do you want to be in their mind? What do you want to be in their mind? How do you want to be remembered? When I need to, I love the way the process was detailed and broken down to baby steps. Fantastic. You know what a life plan is. This see if you can just settle down and read this book, you can even be crying when you are reading. You say, Father, do you get? So what do you want to be remembered for? Our next reviewer is Model Favor. Model Favor, all the way from Lagos, will be joining us right now. Model Favor, are you here now? Favor, are you here now? I said I want you to write. We don't want people to lie on the last day to say, oh, he did this, he did that. Model Favor, please come. Okay, I'm seeing as a son of consolation. So Mother Lungozi said, a son of consolation and a growth enthusiast. English. Growth. What do you want to be remembered? When we think about you, what should hit our mind? I mean, if you think about Mary Kay, makeup will hit you. You think about Dangote, business will hit you. You think about relationship, at least Pastor Bimbo Odukoya, late, has long been gone. But anytime you can't talk about relationship, marriage, and all of that in this part of the world without mentioning her name. She championed that. So when people think about you, what do you want to come into the minds of people? Where is Favor now? Why is Favor not here? What do you want to come in? What do you want to come into the minds of people? You understand? I'm waiting for you. Drop your comments. What do you want to be remembered for? What do you want people to know you for? A godly and virtuous woman. You people should not confuse me with grammar. Shirley, a godly and virtuous woman, mind growth advocate and encourager and possibility diffuser. Egbegbe, grammar. Okay. Mind growth advocate. Shirley, you need to connect with Model Ngozi. She's also a growth enthusiast. Okay. I want to know if you know that you're not sure of what you want people to remember you for. You need to still go back to this book. You need to spend time with the Holy Spirit and decide this is who and this is how I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered as a woman of impact, someone who always puts me on the faces of people. No, Dorcas, this is not Dorcas Bob Manuel model. Dorcas, this is, I understand. Everybody wants to be a woman of impact. I want that thing distinctively that will distinguish you because everybody wants to be a one another. Every people want to put smiles on people's faces. We want to add value. So I need to, in specific terms, what should hit me once I remember Dorcas in the next 20 years? Yes. Let me see. When you think peace in your marriage, you think of peaceful marriage. So like Lovett now, peace, and all of that. Lovett is actually a conflict resolution expert. I want to remember as one who changed the way healthcare systems are delivered in Nigeria and around the world. This is amazing. So Dorcas, please look at it again. I understand what you're saying, Dorcas, but I want you to put it in context. I want to remember. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Okay. So next up, we're welcoming Favor all the way from Lagos. And Favor is going to be sharing part 2 of this book. Favor, you have 15 minutes. Okay, let me even add her to the stage. Yes, this is Favor, my namesake.
Thank you,
Ah,
Mama. Thank you,
hey.
Mama.
Today, I'm not going to, yes, welcome. I'm not going to do what I used to do to some people. You understand? What I used to do to some people those days, all of us are in the comment section. I will just bring you up stage for you to say something. What I can't do that because I didn't send you the link. So, Favor, you're welcome. You briefly introduce yourself, and you have 15 minutes to share with us, to review the second session of this book. And I want you to draw life lessons and what you want each and every one of us to go home, go back, and reflect. So, the stage is yours now.
Thank you so much, Mama. I am very grateful for this opportunity. And I want to say good evening to everyone, and good day from wherever you're watching. This is Model Favor. And simply put, I am the mother's coach. I do motherhood, helping mothers to discover their true purpose and to live it out, becoming models for their children and for generations to come. So it's my pleasure to take the second segment of today's book review. Thank you, Mama, for this book. I remember when I got the book and I started reading it, I had to message Mama to tell her that I was like, I am so blown away. I didn't even know I would cover so much, because the lettering were very small and I was scared that I may not be able to read it. But as I got reading, I got stuck until I kept moving from one chapter to the other. And I believe that it's been the same for every one of us. Okay, so let me go down because we don't have so much time and I have a lot to cover. I'm looking at part 2 and 3 of the book, Living Forward. So we're going to the practical section of the book where we're now going to talk about how do we create a life plan. And I want to say thank you, Dr. Joy, for doing a great introduction to, the book. So I'll take it up from there. How do you create a life plan? There are 5 major steps that, the authors outlined. Step number 1 is write your eulogy. And I'll read out a quote by Steve Jobs. All external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. That's what Steve Jobs wrote. And trying to introduce the concept of the eulogy. And so it says the first step is writing out your eulogy like it was being read today. So in as much as you're projecting into the future, you're talking about it today as though it's happening now. So writing your eulogy like it was being read today. And eulogy is a good word about your life. Simply put, it's a good word about your life. What would you want people to say about you, assuming you are out of the stage of life today? And that's what it is. So there are many considerations you will take into, there are many factors you take into consideration to be able to write a good eulogy. One of it is to write a legacy statement. A legacy comprises the spiritual, intellectual, relational, vocational, and social capital we pass on. So these are some of the aspects of our lives that we'll look into to help us, write a legacy statement. So the goal is to, take the step one, which is writing your eulogy and breaking it down into a two-step process where you write the eulogy as it is being read today and then craft a series of legacy statements. So you start by writing the eulogy and then you also write a legacy statement. You craft several of them and then incorporate them into one. Write your legacy the way you want to be remembered. Of course, there are different categories of people that you'll be considering that will be there on the day they will be reading out your eulogy. You want to consider those different categories. What would you like each category to say about you? Those are some of the factors to consider. Step number 2 is to establish your life accounts. Your life account is made up of 3 concentric circles emanating from the center, which is you. The circle of being, which relates to you. It includes your spiritual, intellectual, and physical account. The circle of relating, which centers in your relation to others, That is your relationship with others. It could be your marital relationship, your parental relationship, your social relationships. And then the third one is the circle of doing, dealing, that relates to your output, the things that you have been able to, that you do, your output, which includes your vocation, your job, your hobbies, your financial accounts. So a typical life account can include you, starting with you, your faith, health, spouse, finance, friends, work, hobbies, etc. So the goal, So after this, you now move to step 3, which is determine the condition of your account. Here, every account, is being looked at based on 4 main conditions. Number 1, drift, which is a state of passion or no progress. 2, lift. This is a state of having passion but not experiencing progress. The shift condition refers to a state of experiencing progress without passion. And then the last condition, which is gift, is the state of experiencing both passion and progress. So the goal in this step is to be able to have the positive balance in each of your life accounts. The balance of having both passion and progress in each of your life accounts. And then after that, we move on to step number 4, which is prioritize your life account. There are certainly there are accounts that are more important than the other. And so you prioritize by arranging the life accounts in order of priority. Which one comes first? Who are the people, or what's the category that is most important to you, and down to the list of them. When you rank your life account that way, it forces you to decide what takes precedence if push comes to shove, and shoving will happen guaranteed. That is, if you have to, look away, if you have to give up anything, when you have prioritized, which accounts you can let go of, or you can, reschedule, or you can, not even pay attention to. That gives you perspective. And then we go to the next step. Remember, we're talking about how to create your life plan. Step number 5, create the life plan by filling out each life account. And so when you want to fill the life account, how do you do this? How do you achieve this? First, you draft a purpose statement that identifies your roles and responsibility in that account. So for each of the accounts, you draft out a purpose statement that identifies your roles, speaks of your roles and your responsibility in that account. Then 2.
So, Favor, I want it to be very practical. So let me ask you a question, because I know you're reviewing the book. In general, why do we need a life account? Why do we need a life account? So that people will know, because it's possible some people have not read that part. I'm not seeing comments here. Why do we need, so that those of you who have not read it, you know that you are sinned. Go and read it back. You go and read it. Why do you think we need a life account? Why do you think we shouldn't just live our life anyhow? Why do we need a life account?
Okay, I remember that when Dr. Joy was reviewing the first part, she talked about one of the greatest lessons she learned was that to avoid regrets. That many times people live to the end of their lives before they begin to, begin to make comparison. Oh, this is what I wanted to be. This is where I wanted to be. But at that point in time, it's already late. So to avoid regret, to avoid being in a state of regrets, generally regrets, we need a life account. And then it also helps to, take care of confusion. Sometimes you're living your life and then it looks like there's so much, you're pursuing at the same time. Meanwhile, a life plan would have helped you put things in perspective. So you know what to focus on at every given time, because not everything is important. So I don't know if I've answered the question.
Please, are we catching it so that we know why we need? Yes, you have. Please, who got it, so that we can actually go and actually. So continue. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Ma.
Go ahead.
So I was talking about creating the life plan by filling out each life account. Yes, Ma. Can you hear me, Ma? Please, can you hear me? Hello?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I can.
So I said, number one, you start by drafting a purpose statement that identifies your roles and responsibility in that account. Remember, each and every one of us have different life accounts. And so draft a purpose statement for each account, and then envision a future you want for that account. Use present tense and write it down. Write down what you want it to look like. Then include an inspiring quote or verse that helps you connect emotionally with your purpose and the future you have envisioned. Then you state your current reality. What are you experiencing at the moment? Because having a life plan doesn't mean that you are denying the current. No, you have to first of all be abreast with where your current state is for you to even know where you want to get to. So you state your current reality, and then finally you make specific commitments that details the actions you need to take from your current reality to the envisioned future that you want to see or achieve. When you have done all of that, then you are on your way to having a life plan. After you have put your life plan together, like we're told in the book, it's not enough to write a life plan, because a document in itself can never fulfill whatever that is written in it. It takes the work part of it, the action, the execution of that life plan for it to become, a reality, for it to become what it is. So after the life plan, what next? How do you implement your life plan? Number one, triage your calendar. I hope I pronounced that well. Is it triage or triage? Whatever. But triage your calendar, meaning that you look at your calendar, and based on the things that are important and urgent, you begin to arrange. Because sometimes we go for things that are just urgent, but are not important at the expense of what is important. So in as much as it is urgent, it may not be important. It means that it can be done later. So arranging your calendar in such a manner that you are treating what is important and urgent before you go to the things that are less important and less urgent. That way, some things can be rescheduled for later. Some things can be completely, put away. And the goal here is to have fewer commitments, but have the right commitments. Fewer commitments, but have the right commitments. Two tools that can help us achieve this. Sorry, I'm going to run. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm just running. There are two tools that can help us achieve this. One, ideal week, and two, annual time block. Your ideal week is the week you would love to control 100% of what happens. So that's your ideal week. The week you would want to control 100% of what happens. So on that, for more details, please go and read the book. And then the second is the annual time block. This tool helps you to block the different activities on your calendar all through the year, so that you don't get overwhelmed by the urgent, because there will always be urgent and emergencies that will pop up. But when we have our calendars already blocked annually, you know what to focus on. Say the best way to do this is to claim your calendar before someone else does. So it helps us to schedule. Another thing to note here is that we must learn to say no with grace. Because I know I'm a victim of this, and I'm going to say many of us, I believe that sometimes we feel bad when we have to say no to certain events, to certain people, because we think that they'll be hurt or they may not understand. But you see, having a life plan helps you to know what is important at a given time, and you don't feel bad saying no when you should, because you already have a plan. But when you do not have a plan, everything everything goes. Every event is important, and that is negatively impacting on your own effectiveness at the end of the day. So being able to say no with grace, we must learn that. I'm looking for what to skip and what to okay, so one of the things to do, how do you keep your plan alive, your life plan, how do you keep it alive? The secret to staying at top of your priorities is to schedule regular times for review and reflection. So that you already have a life plan does not make it fixed. A life plan, one of the things that was said is that a life plan can be adjusted and should, give room for adjustment as you go. So make sure that you learn to, you set out time to review your life plan. Start by reading your plan daily. That was what the book advocated. Review your plan weekly, tweak your plan quarterly, and then have a yearly, a once in a year review of your plan again. So that's, you revise your plan yearly, and you write down the goals for the upcoming quarter while you're doing all of this, and put in all your appointments and everything that at least at the time in your plan, so that whenever other appointments or other engagements show up, you can check through your life plan to know where to fit them in, and if they can fit in. And if they cannot fit in, you should be comfortable to say no. Okay, so it's time to take an extended look at your plan, evaluate what you have accomplished over the past year, and determine where you want to go in the next year. That's what happens at the annual review of your life plan. Lastly, I would like to say one of the quotes by Mark Twain, which was used to end this book. He said, "Let us endeavor to live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry." What a great, what a great statement. So deep and, inspiring. Let us endeavor to live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. That was said by Mark Twain. I believe that with these few points of mine, I've been able to inspire you to know that you need a life plan. It's a plan that you cannot do without. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mama, for the opportunity.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, let's look at this life plan before the next person comes up. You see the reason why I said you should have weekly, I told you to have a weekly schedule. Are you seeing the reason why I said have weekly schedule? Then I now said, apart from having weekly schedule, you should have daily. For some of you who sent me your schedule, you know I sent you something. If you remember that I sent something back to you that you will now put
Yes.
Tuesday, it was intentional. It's so that when you have what you want to achieve within the week, you now break it down into days. There's something when you schedule, there's something it does to your mental health. When you go back and look at what you have achieved, it has a way of boosting your morale. Do you understand? So it lines up this life plan that I said, do it, schedule. So you see what is happening. The first quarter is January, February, March. By the end of March, when you go back to your tab or your laptop or your phone or wherever it is you used to write, you will see all the things that you have achieved. Like, look at it now. Just look at my tab. I'm sure you cannot see. This is things to do today.
Wow.
13. Today, 13. 13. Now, as I was doing anyone that I do, I wrote done, 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 done. It's just about 2 items that are not done. And those ones are like to send messages. I am going to send you this night. So by tomorrow, and immediately I finish, I'm setting the things I'm going to do tomorrow. This night, it's not tomorrow. I'll come and start thinking, hey, what is that thing again? Is this night I will do all the thinking. Once we're done with this class, I'll just reminisce. What do I need to do? 1, 2, 3. I may not remember. I'll put it aside. Tomorrow morning is for execution. Listen to me. Success is not easy. Success is hard work. Somebody write it in the comment section. Success is hard work. Write it in the comment section. Success is not easy. So for you to have, in fact, by doing this, you already have a lifetime, because when you draw up this schedule, the only things that will come into the schedule are things that are advancing the vision that you're pursuing, so that by June you can look back and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the things I've achieved. These are the things I have done. Because why? You wrote them down. Praise the Lord. Because you wrote them down. Hallelujah. I want to say a very big thank you. Success is hard work. Look at it. Mio, that is, you'll be asking me, where do I have time? 13 things. 13. And every week, I know I ask, because I didn't ask some persons to submit weekly schedule. Some of you did not submit it. God is seeing you. God is the God that called you is seeing you. Because the God that gave you all those visions is seeing you. And he asked you. So even when I don't ask you, I intentionally kept quiet this week. But some persons actually said, this is what they are doing. And now they already know what to do. So they put Monday, Tuesday. By Saturday, when you look at everything that you have achieved, even if it's so post on social media, by the time they look at it, like, wow, this is amazing. Do you get what I'm saying? It's very important. Thank you so much. Favor, I can see a lot of success does not meet anyone by accident. Yes. They say they like your smile. They say they like your smile. Favor. They say they love your smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Success is hard work. Hard work. God bless you, Favor. We're going to have the next review.
Amen.
Thank you so much. We're just going to say goodbye to you. Okay. So this is fantastic. I've removed Favor. So Favor, you can go now so that the next person can come on. I've taken you out. So we're going to review. Thank you so much, all of you. And God bless you real good. Now, you need to understand your weekly schedule. Don't tell me you don't have. You have what to do. There's something to do. Write it down. It's in line with your life plan. It's in line with your life plan. You understand? Even the undertaker will feel sorry. That is it. Okay, so the next one we're going to review. I'm going to ask, some of you can stay if you want to stay, but the truth is that the review session for batch A, all the people that read Living Forward, if you want to stay, you can stay. But if you want to be excused, I can excuse you right now. The batch B people are the people who are going to be reviewing this book, The Power of Positive Thinking. But it's actually a very powerful book. So waiting for Model Ihoma. Model Ihoma, where are you? Please come on very fast. You have 10 minutes. I'm going to use 10 to 12 minutes to do that. Are you learning anything? Please, are you learning anything at all? What's your take? Okay, for those of you who read this book, what is your take? Write it for me in the comment section. What is your take on this book, Living Forward? Even if you didn't read it this time, you've read it before, please. What's your take? What is your take on this book, Living Forward? Model Ihoma, we're waiting for you, please. We're waiting. Or Model Ngozi, if you are ready, please come. Whoever is available, please come. Waiting. What's your take on this book? What are you going to do differently? This is February. February is about to end. What are you going to do differently after reading this book? What are you going to, please write it for me in the comment section. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do differently? I'm going to welcome Model Ihoma all the way from, so please be writing it in the comment section what you're going to do differently. Okay, I'm welcoming Model Ihoma all the way from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. She's actually going to be taking the book review, The Power. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready, Model Ihoma? The Power of Positive Thinking. This book will change you. I know that, okay, somebody says success is hard work. That's what you learned. Fantastic. So, Model Ihoma, a brief introduction about yourself, and then we just go straight. I mean, you've done book reviews for years. You are also a powerful proofreader, international one. You're not a local champion. You're an international proofreader. All of you that want anything to do your book, this is the woman to contact. You're a powerful proofreader, and I know that you'd have proofread this book, analyze this book, the first 6 chapters. So I just want you to review the book and draw out lessons that you feel each and every one of us here should go with. The stage is yours. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. Check your microphone. We can't hear you. The microphone is off. We still can't hear you. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. I can't hear you. Can we hear her? We still can't hear you. Okay. I think, Model Ihoma, maybe you will exit. Maybe you will exit. I don't know what the challenge is, but we can't hear you. Maybe you will exit. Let me see if, because we're pressed for time. Maybe we'll exit. Probably what I will do, I will set Model Ngozi, if you're here, please click the link and join so that we can hear. Model Ngozi, I think you should just click the link. Model Ngozi, please click the link and let's take your session. Probably that's where we'll end tonight. Okay. Is it working now? We still can't hear you. I don't know what is the challenge is. We can't hear you. Your mic is muted again. So, Madeluma, I'll just remove you because we can't hear you. I don't know what the issue is. Let me see if we can hear Model Ngozi. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Okay, fantastic. So we can
Can
hear
you hear me, ma?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. We can hear you so clear.
Okay.
Welcome. This is Model Ngozi, all the way from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Model Ngozi is a chartered accountant. She's not the accountant that counts money under the tree. No, chartered. Do you understand? And she's actually the most consistent human being I have met since I started mentoring women. I want you to put your hands together for her for me, please. We started something last year and she's just been at it under the rain. But even me, sisters, you don't reach this one. Please, can we put our hands together for her in the comment section? Please show her some love. And I'm going to actually exit the stage, and then she'll be reviewing the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, tonight in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Ngozi Onwuchiloba, Model Ngozi Onwuchiloba. I'm a growth enthusiast, as I explained when we were asked what we want people to remember us as. I want to be remembered as a growth enthusiast and a son consolation. So my task today is very, very simple. Is to review a portion of the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. This is a book I've actually read before. When I saw the message and I saw Power of Positive Thinking, I'm like, I've read it before, no need. Honestly, I didn't want to read it again because I was convinced I still remembered all the things that were in this book. But about
There is a liar. So I don't know. I think we lost her because of network. We've lost her because of network, and I just wanted her to share briefly, and then we will close. But I don't know what is going on. I think it's a network. Network has thrown her out. Network has thrown her out. Yes. Network has thrown her out. What do we do now? Okay. Okay, so before she comes, I'll just wrap this up. Network is not, yes, Ma, it's your network. Yes, your network is misbehaving. So I was asking people what they are going to do differently. Yes, you're trying to connect, yes. I was asking people what they are going to do differently. Somebody said she's going to go and schedule her calendar. Schedule, I will be more positive at all times. Yes. It's February. I'm trying to find out. Somebody says she's going to go and schedule her calendar. Yes. You need to go and do it. Fantastic. Let me see whether she's back. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
Oh,
We
okay.
can.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's see if we
Excellent.
can do this in the next 10, 12 minutes, please.
Okay. I will do my best to make it short. So I'm going to review chapter 7 to 12 of The Power of Positive Thinking. As I said, I had read this book before and I didn't want to read it again, actually, when I saw it. But something kept telling me, read it. There might be something new in this book for you. So I went ahead and read it quickly because by that time had actually gone. But I tried to go through and read as much of it as I could. So I'm just going to pick maybe one item from each chapter and go through it and move on. The first thing that really struck me once again in The Power of Positive Thinking is is even the title of chapter 7, and it says, expect the best and get it. Expect the best and get it. Many times we find it, difficult to get the things that we want in life, and we blame God, we blame others, we blame everybody except ourselves. But what this place or this chapter is telling us that when we expect the best, we will get it. But when we expect the worst, we will also get it. That's the thing most times we don't really think about. When you expect good things come to you. But at the same time, when you expect bad things, they also come. You will always have what you say. The Bible is not lying. You will always have what you say, and your expectations will not be cut off. That is what the Bible teaches us. But we only like to think of it in the positive. We don't remember that if I have negative expectations, they will also come. So expect the best and get it. That which you want in life, expect it, speak it forth. Don't just believe it in your head, say it out, hear it with your ear. There was a story that was told in that chapter about a young man that wasn't doing well, but his family is a good family, rich and everything. Finally, he found the secret. And what was that secret? He believed. He believed that he could do well. He expected to succeed, and he started to succeed. So that spoke to me volumes. The next thing that, if I think all the headings of the chapters were jumping out at me, truly, the next thing that jumped out at me was chapter 8. It says, I don't believe in defeat. And see, this is me, honestly, this is me recently. I don't believe that there's anything like defeat. I cannot be brought down. I cannot lose. Even if it looks like I am losing, I am convinced that ultimately I will win. And that is the lesson in chapter 8 of this book. That defeat is only existing in our minds, truly. Defeat exists in our mind. If you accept it, it becomes your reality. But when you make up your mind and persevere, people ask me, every day you're on Facebook, every Tuesday you're doing your life, even when nobody is watching. Why are you not discouraged? I'm like, why would I be discouraged? What is supposed to discourage me there? That nobody is watching. They are not watching live, but they watch afterwards. So I always find, like I said, I can't be defeated. I have to find a way to make it a win. Turn every defeat into a win. I don't believe that defeat exists. He said the man in the book, he mentioned that having thoughts of defeat, when we allow ourselves to have thoughts of defeat, they will definitely come to pass. They will definitely. So don't believe in defeat. Have that attitude that you always win. I always win. Even when you are telling me that I'm not winning, I know I'm winning in that situation. So don't believe in defeat. The next topic, or the next heading of chapter 9, is how to break the worry habit. And truly, who does not worry? Who does not worry? We all worry. It's the degree of our worry that differs. All of us worry. What is happening? Things are going wrong. The children are not doing well. Oh, my husband. Oh, my work. Oh, this economy, fuel. We are worrying about everything. It's the degree that differs between you and me. But in this book, we're encouraged to break that worry habit. See, there's a saying that I read years ago, and it says worrying is like a rocking chair. It keeps you busy because, a rocking chair, you are doing like this. It keeps you busy, but you are going nowhere. You've made no advancement. You have not moved forward. You've not even moved backwards. Like I was talking in my session I held today. See, the problem is when you're in one place. Moving backwards, you're going backwards. You can feel yourself going backwards. Moving forward, you're moving. But when you stand in one place, running around in circles, that is what worry does to us. We just keep going around in circles and we feel we are moving because you're going around in circles. There is motion involved, but that motion is not bringing any progress. So we can break the worry habits. You can think about things, but you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to allow it to take over your emotions, your life, and everything. You can break that habit. You can take away the attitude of worry. You can do it actually by believing that you can, by trusting. See, I've said this to so many people recently, and I'm sure they are like, what do you mean? God can be trusted. Trust him. That is one of the biggest things that takes away worry. Trust God. He can be trusted. He is faithful to bring to pass that which he promised us. The next chapter talks about the power to solve personal problems. It talks about, gave us some problem solving techniques that we can apply to personal challenges. We can apply to everything in our lives. And the first thing is to believe that every problem has a solution. And, some of these things sound simple. That's one thing about this book. A lot of the principles in it sound simple. But if you sit down and give it a second thought, you will see that they are profound. The first way to solve problems is to believe that every problem has a solution. It doesn't matter what it is. Even this played out this evening. The person that came to do my nails today was from nowhere, began to tell me his life story. And when he talked, it looked like there is no answer. But I told him, see, every problem has a solution, because I remembered it from this book. Honestly, my mind just went straight to what I read in The Power of Positive Thinking. And I told him every problem has a solution. The beginning of that solution is you believing that every problem has a solution. And when your mind is working like that, the solution begins to come. Truly, you begin to have ideas of things that you never thought about before, because you have believed that every problem has a solution. And then keep calm, really calm down. It's not that serious, truly. It doesn't matter what it is. I used to tell people that I can sleep through any kind of problem. It doesn't matter what is happening. My house is falling down. There is fire everywhere. I lie down, I sleep. Keep calm. It's not that serious. Why? Because God can be trusted. I come back to this point. He can be trusted. So every problem has a solution. Keep calm. Don't allow tension to block the flow of information coming to you. Don't allow tension to block the flow of solutions coming to you, every problem has a solution, and keep calm. Do not force the answer. Do not force the answer. I dwelt so long here, even when I was reading the book. I didn't know I was going to use it today to help someone. You see, when we are reading some things and some areas, we're reading books and some areas, seem to want you to stay a while. Because if not for the things I read here a bit, maybe I wouldn't have known what to tell the person that came to me today. So never force the answer, and pray. Pray. Don't complain. Pray. There's a difference. Don't complain to God about the situation. Pray to God about the situation. Chapter 11 talks about how to use faith in healing our physical bodies. I can testify and I can tell us without a doubt that God heals, that the word of God heals. The word of God heals. I can say it without a single shred of doubt. The word of God heals. Have that. God can be trusted. I come back to this. God can be trusted. And every word he has spoken has a purpose, and it will achieve its purpose. So you can exercise faith for the healing of your body. Find what the Bible says about you, especially in the area of healing. I used to have this healing scriptures, yes, written down somewhere. So anytime anybody in my house is sick, I bust out my healing scriptures and I begin to speak it over you. I don't even lay hands on you. I don't pray as in, oh, Father, heal. No, I begin to speak those scriptures over the person until I see the healing come to pass. The word works. Have faith and use it in the healing process. Have faith that God heals. Finally, in chapter 12, I'm just rushing quickly to make sure that I keep as much as possible to time. It says, when vitality sags, try the health formula. See this thing, health. Honestly, I believe that things are coming still in this world, in this generation, that will try our physical health, that will try our physical body. So we do need to walk in health. Change your eating habits. Exercise, be physically fit. It's not about being superwoman. It's not about, eating only salad. No, you're not a rabbit. You can't eat only salad. But eat healthy. Eat healthy. Follow the advice. See, all these things, that all these medical advice, most of them are in the Bible if you check. Exercise, eat right, they're in the Bible. If we actually eat only the food that is mentioned in the Old Testament, of course, it might be difficult because we don't know all those things today. But even if we're able to, and we follow just that, we will have a healthy life. The formula says maintain good health, proper nutrition, exercise, and positive thinking. See, our mind is a powerful tool. Is a powerful tool, and we can make or break ourselves physically and in every otherwise by the things that we think. And with that, I think I hope I kept to my 12 minutes.
Yes.
I hope I kept to my 12 minutes.
Yes, I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, the power of positive thinking. You can actually, like you said, everything is in the mind, you're thinking. If God cannot help your thinking, then you're definitely going to be in a very challenging position. And if there's any time for us to really work on our mindset and our thinking, is now. Especially if you live in Nigeria or you're in Nigeria, you see what the economy, you see everything. It's like this is even the perilous time. You understand? You see what is happening. So we must keep our mind must be stayed on him. Every negativity, throw it away. Don't even allow it to stay. Forgive people in advance. You don't need it. You understand? And fill your mind. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who made it to our first who made it to our first book review for the year. Was this book review worth it? Somebody talk to me in the comment section. Was it worth it? Thank you. Can we say thank you? Yes. Thank you, Model Ngozi. They are saying thank you, 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 Ma. Thank you. See all the thank yous. God bless you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, was it worth it? I'm actually trying to. Oh, Mother Ihoma, sorry we couldn't take your session tonight. We'll find another. Was it worth it tonight? Thank you so much, Mother Ngozi. I'm going to say bye now. I'm taking you out. Okay, was it worth it? Not happy I can't do my own. So sorry. We'll have to, I think I'll have to fix. So just prepare, sort out whatever it is with your mic, and we'll do it. So was it worth it? Are there some things that have hit you tonight from the books that you have to just go and settle down and speak to yourself? For some of us, we have to go and settle down and just think through the words from when Dr. Joy reviewed Model Favor, Model Ngozi. You need to think through and begin to ask yourself, the question of living forward, your purpose, the drift. Ask yourself, am I drifting? Am I drifting? And to watch the drift, and then you now begin to look at your life plan. Look at your life plan. You see, creating your life account will take time. It's not something you didn't want to do, but it's a project that I want you. We did it. It's a project that I'd like you to settle down and look at so that you can begin to do it. But first of all, I want you to, that's why I said I need to see the 4 major things you want to achieve this year. Some of you, your own was 5, 6, 7. And then you now begin to create weekly targets. And then apart from weekly, daily tasks to ensure that by March, you are giving me the results. This is what I did. I even went ahead to say you should create your vision board. Some of you created vision board for the entire 2024. I said, no, create vision board for only the first quarter. Why? I want us to take it in bits. So when you have created the vision for first quarter, by March, you will go and look at that vision board, that thing that you created, and look at it and look at what you have and look at the achievement and say, that's how to make progress in life. If not, you can have a lot of big vision in your head. And at the end of the year, you cannot beat your chest to say, I put in the work to do this. I pursued this. I did this. You just it will be like every other year. The year has ended. No. If you're going to be in my space, we must win together. Some of you that want to launch businesses, some of you that want to scale up your career, some of you, anything you want to do, you can do it. You want to relocate, anything you want to do, you can do it. I just want you to follow instructions. I just want you, as much as we're all busy. You see me, I'm very, very busy. But this night now, once I finish now, I'm going to settle down. I will just, as I'm laying on my bed, I'm thinking, what are the things I want to do tomorrow? The top 4, 5 things I want to do tomorrow. I'm writing them down. And as I write them down, the next morning is for execution. I'm not going to be thinking of what to do tomorrow. It's late. I am not going to be thinking of what to do tomorrow. I'm already late. It is this night. Tomorrow is for execution. So it means at the end of the day, you take your day account. Now, that one says life account. This is day account. At the end of you take care of your day account. You are not one person. You are a woman of many parts. You're a composite being. You're a mother, you're a wife, you're a career person, and you are a leader. One of the things that's happening to us in the inner circle is that you're a leader. You're being grown into a very effective leader. Remember, today is day 2 of our love challenge. Have you sent that message? Have you sent that text message? Go and do your love challenge in Jesus' name. God bless you and have a fantastic night rest. God bless you, all of you. Thank you so much. Go and do your love challenge. Go and send that message. Go and send the text message. Once you drop now, even if you and your husband are on the same bed right now, send the text message. If he's not around, send the message. Your children are not around and you can't reach them, it's okay. But if you can reach them, send the message, okay? Amen. God bless you and have a fantastic night rest. God bless all of you. Our Love Challenge Day 3 continues tomorrow. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless all of you. God bless. Good night, everyone.